Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about how to create a flawless plan. Now, quite often I'm sure that you've had a dream. There has been something that you wanted to achieve, but then some sort of realistic voice came into the picture and said, that dream isn't quite realistic, and made the dream realistic and uninteresting. Or maybe even a critical voice came in and said, oh, that's bad about that dream, who wants that anyway, and is she happy? Now, in order to actually create a flawless plan, to actually reach the dream for real, you have to recruit the critical voice and the realistic voice as allies instead of internal saboteurs. The first thing to do, however, is to stay with the dream itself. So let's start by putting our creative dreaming hat on. This is my dreaming hat. Boom, my creative hat. Start by thinking about your dream. What is it you dream about achieving? What is it you dream about creating? Start improving the dream. How could it be even better? Start asking the questions, how can I make it more magical? And once you have the dream even better than it used to be, it becomes time to take off the dreaming hat, put it on the shelf, and take the realist hat. Now you take the realist hat. You have plenty of training being a realist. I mean, you've lived in reality for quite a few years, right? You put your realist hat on, and now you ask yourself one question, and that is, how can I make that dream a reality? This is the only thing you focus on when you have your realist hat on. How do I create a plan? What is a realistic plan for actually getting to the place where that dream is a reality? What are the steps I can take? You may even want to write them down, step 1, step 2, step 3. What are the steps you can take to make that dream come true? Create a realistic plan. And now, once you have a realistic plan, or even just a first draft of it, take off the realist hat, put it to the shelf, and pick up the critical hat. Now, the critic has one job, and one job only, and that is to look at the plan critically. What are the flaws in this plan? What could go wrong? What is impossible to execute? What costs too much? What haven't you got the time enough to do? Find the flaws in the plan, because there are bound to be some, and if there aren't, make them up, because you're critical, and critical people are critical parts. The critic is very much capable of creating flaws even when there aren't. Right now, that serves a very useful function. Fine, you have discovered some flaws in the plan. Good. Now, take the critical hat off, put it on the shelf, reach for your creative hat again, reach for your dreaming hat, put it on. Now forget about the critic, forget about the realist. Think only about the dream again. What is that goal that you want? What is that dream that you want to create? What is that situation that you want to manifest in this world? Ask yourself this question. How can you make it even better? How can you improve the dream? How can you dream more technicolor to make you drool even more when you think about that dream? How can you make it so that you really, really want it? Once you've improved it a little bit, take off the dreamer's hat, take the realist hat, put on the realist hat again, and again, your mission when you're a realist is not to do anything with the dream, it's only to improve the plan. How can you improve the plan? How can you make the plan more realistic? How can you make the plan more practical? How can you make the plan so that it's step 1, step 2, step 3, however many steps it take, but to get you to where you want to go? That is your job as the realist. Once you have that, take off the realist hat, put it aside, take that critical hat, and again, look for flaws in the plan. What are the flaws in the plan? And here, the typical thing is that when you've done this enough times, the critical part of you will not be able to find any more flaws. That's when you know that you're done. When you're super critical, but you can't find any real flaws in the plan. Do this, go through the 3 roles, put on the 3 hats, the creative hat, the realist hat, the critical hat, creative hat, realist hat, critical hat, until with the critical hat on, you see no flaws in the plan. Now you have the flawless plan. All you have to do is put it into action. More about how to use that plan tomorrow. See you then. Vidimo se!